Welcome to Arsenal Studios. This is Learning English with Movies. Today, we're diving into one of the most thrilling action films of the 90s, Point Break. Directed by Kathryn Bigelow and starring Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, this adrenaline-fueled action thriller follows an undercover FBI agent as he infiltrates a gang of extreme surfers suspected of being bank robbers. With breathtaking stunts, high-speed chases, and a deep exploration of loyalty and freedom, Point Break is a must-watch for action fans. We'll also practice using ability, permission, and requests. If you are new here, the goal of this channel is to help intermediate English language students practice and improve their English skills by using movies as the main topic. If you like our content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Point Break is a 1991 action thriller directed by Kathryn Bigelow. Bigelow is the acclaimed director of the vampire called classic Near Dark, the cyberpunk thriller Strange Days, the war film The Hurt Locker, and the Oscar-nominated Zero Dark 30. Point Break stars Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves, Lori Petty, and Gary Busey. The film features Reeves as an undercover FBI agent assigned to investigate the identities of a group of bank robbers whom they suspect to be surfers. Undercover means of a person or their activities, involved in or involving secret work within a community or organization, especially for the purposes of police investigation or espionage. Point Break was Keanu Reeves' first action film role. Even though he was a respected actor at the time, he would reach A-list status years later thanks to the film Speed. Bigelow developed the script with then-husband James Cameron, who would also produce the project. In the film, rookie FBI agent Johnny Utah, played by Reeves, is assigned to help veteran agent Angelo Pappas, played by Busey. A rookie is a new recruit, especially in the army or police. The robbers had been nicknamed the ex-presidents since they wore rubber masks of former American presidents to hide their identity. Since they suspect that the criminals are surfers, Utah goes undercover as a surfer. Former means having previously filled a particular role or been a particular thing. While trying to learn to surf, Utah almost drowns. However, he is saved by a young woman surfer named Tyler, played by Lori Petty. Thanks to Tyler, not only does he learn to surf but also gets to meet Bodie, played by Patrick Swayze, a charismatic leader of the gang of surfers. To drown means to die through submersion in and inhalation of water. As he gets closer to Tyler and Bodie, Utah suspects that they are the gang of bank robbers he was looking for. As he masters surfing, Utah finds himself increasingly drawn to the surfer's adrenaline-charged lifestyle. Drawn means to cause to move in a particular direction by or as if by a pulling force. In fact, Bodie's gang main goal in life is to find the ultimate rush. That is the reason why not only they love surfing but also of all kinds of extreme sports. Rush means a good feeling, a buzz, a strong sense of enjoyment. For them, robbing a bank is the ultimate rush of adrenaline. Following his hunch, Utah and Pappas stake out a bank and the ex-presidents appear. A hunch is a feeling or guess based on intuition rather than known facts. Utah runs after the leader of the gang, but he manages to get away after falling on his injured knee. Believing that a criminal is Bodie, he refuses to shoot him. Now that the gang knows that Utah is really an FBI agent, they take him skydiving before Bodie tells him that they had kidnapped Tyler. Utah is blackmailed into participating in the ex-president's last bank robbery of the summer. After the robbery goes awry, Utah and Pappas chase Bodie and his gang to a small airport. During a shootout, Pappas is killed. Awry means not in the intended manner, or out of position, or wrong. Bodie forces Utah onto a plane at gunpoint. Once in the air, Bodie jumps with the only parachute available. Keeping his promise to Utah, Bodie releases Tyler before making his escape. 9 months later, Utah tracks Bodie in an Australian beach where a record storm is producing lethal waves. After a fierce fistfight on the beach, Utah manages to arrest him. Bodie begs Utah to release him so he can ride the once-in-a-lifetime wave. He lets him go and sees Bodie die under the giant wave. Point Break was a critical and box office success, with critics praising the relationship between Reeves and Swayze. Before we continue, I would like to invite you to check out our online course at THINKIFIC. The Learning English with Movies course was designed for intermediate English language students who love movies and filmmaking. You can practice your English reading and listening skills, learn new key vocabulary and grammar, and confirm your comprehension with fun quizzes. The Learning English with Movies book is also available for sale. For more information as well as fun and useful tips and recommendations, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Now, let's practice some useful grammar structures, ability, permission, and requests. We can use can and could to talk about ability. Example: we need someone who can surf and make friends with the gang of surfers. We use could to talk about general skills in the past. Example: Johnny Utah could play football professionally. We use was able or managed to talk about our ability to do something specific at a certain time in the past. Example: because Utah learned to surf, he managed to surf with Bodie. We often use can to talk about the senses, see, hear, taste, feel, and smell. Example: I can see the giant wave coming. I can feel the pain on my knee. We can use can and will for permission and requests in informal situations. Example: can I use your phone for a moment? We use could, may, and would in more formal situations. Example: may I see you in my office? We use could to talk about things that we had permission to do in the past. Example: Utah could play football professionally before he injured his knee. When we are talking about having permission to do something on one specific occasion, we use was, were allowed to. Example: Pappas was allowed to start the investigation of the bank robbers. Thanks for watching. Have you seen Point Break? What did you think of the remake? Do you think Keanu Reeves would ever do a sequel? Write down your thoughts in the comments below.
You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!